As it turns out, 1968 was a banger year for films. 2001: A Space Odyssey, Once Upon a Time in the West, Rosemary's Baby, Night of the Living Dead, Planet of the Apes, Bullet, hell, even the Yellow Submarine movie. Take your pick. All of these films range from great to phenomenal. So, who won Best Picture in 1968? Oliver. I think it's rather obvious even before I start talking about this film that I don't think it should have won. Hell, if I was in charge, it wouldn't even be nominated. But it was, it did, and I'm talking about it. It was directed by Carol Reed, who also directed The Third Man, which I haven't watched yet. Yeah, one of my biggest sins as a movie lover. I'm kind of embarrassed by this actually. I don't even know why I shared this little tidbit of information with you. But regardless, the film is an adaptation of a play that was adapted from the Charles Dickens novel, and it tells the story of Oliver Twist, an orphan who makes his way to London to seek his fortune, as he finds himself in the company of a group of pickpocketing little children led by a dirty old man named Fagin. There's also the sympathetic Nancy, who helps Oliver out at times, and Bill Sikes, who is pretty creepy, I'm not gonna lie. Oliver is, to this date, the only G-rated film to win Best Picture, and this film certainly feels much more like a family picture than previous winners. For the vast majority of the running time, the film is lighthearted, cheerful, colorful, and slightly boring. With the exception of the very end, it doesn't feel like anything is actually happening in the film. Of course, that's not true, things do happen, but what I mean by saying this is that I didn't feel any stakes. It felt like nothing of consequence was happening, that's what I mean. The characters have a short exchange of dialogue and then they sing and dance. Rinse and repeat. Now, I did like the actual songs. All the musical numbers were catchy and fun to watch. The choreography especially was interesting, because it was based on unrelated actions, such as washing dishes and delivering newspapers. The movie turned normal everyday chores and occupations into dances, and I liked that a lot. I also liked the characters, but not in any meaningful way, rather in a "that guy was funny" and "that guy was cool" kind of way. My favorite character was probably Bill Sikes, mostly because his explosive personality made him unpredictable. The character I connected with the least, however, was Oliver himself, which is never a good sign. It felt like he was dragged around by the story rather than him having any actual influence on it. That's the type of character I don't enjoy. Granted, the film is meant to be a fun time for all ages and less of a deep or emotional experience. I honestly don't have much else to say about this film. It feels like I would have enjoyed it much more if I had watched it at a young age for the first time. But I didn't, and as an adult watching it for the first time, I found it to be charming and enjoyable at parts, but as a whole, pretty underwhelming. I'm ranking Oliver just under A Man for All Seasons, which makes it my least favorite Best Picture winner of the 60s. I still liked it more than a bunch of older winners from the 30s and 40s. The newer films are just better made, more accessible and easier to watch, which is why I got more out of Oliver than, say, You Can't Take It With You or Gentleman's Agreement. That's just how it works. Up next is the 42nd Best Picture winner, from the only G-rated Best Picture winner of all time to the only X-rated Best Picture winner of all time. What a jump. Midnight Cowboy. Check back tomorrow for the next video of DB Review's Oscar Madness Marathon and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss a thing. Thank you all very much and let the journey continue.